What is going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Knowledge. Today we're going to be talking about the 10K notary plan that I wish I knew earlier. So after making millions in the notary business, making 10,000 plus a day revenue from my notary business, I think that I am more than qualified to show you guys more information on how you can actually become successful in your notary business. And if you're one of those people that want actual proof, go ahead and click the link in my bio so you can see the free training. In there, I break down my 7-figure notary business system a lot deeper so that you're able to see live examples, and I show you how it works. And like I said, I pull up those numbers live so you can see everything yourself. But without further ado, to me and you, let's jump into this video. Today I'm going to be showing you the notary plan that I wish I knew a little bit earlier. So this will save you guys some time. I had to go through the trial and error of figuring a lot of this stuff out myself, and it really just ate up a lot of time. But it's okay. I'm blessed to be where I am now. And yeah. So first things first, you always want to start with the math, right? I'm a numbers guy, right? So you want to start with the math first. And I explain to you what that means. So when it comes to this whole notary business, and honestly with any business period, you want to have your numbers, right? So if you're the type of person where like you're saying to yourself, I want to make $10,000 a month in my notary business, then you need to break that down. In my other videos, I use simple numbers like 4,000, but let's say that you want to make 10,000 for the month, then you know you need to make 2,500 for the week, right? And then you break that down smaller and smaller until you get to the point where it's like, okay, I know I need to make what is that, $500 a day. How do I make $500 a day? And when you actually start to see it, you start to realize, it's actually not that hard, right? 5 days a week. I just need to really make what, $500 a day in my notary business, and I can get closer and closer to my goal. Make sure I'm doing the math right on that. 20 days at $500 a day. I'll go ahead and make sure I do that for you guys just to make sure I'm good. Boom, $10,000 a month. A lot easier than you guys think it is, to be honest with you. But you have to make sure that you know your numbers, right? That's what I mean by starting with the math first, because anybody can tell you what they want, but unless you know what you need to do to get there and what you're aiming for, then you're just going to be like a ship in the middle of the ocean with no map. You're just floating there. You're going around and you have no direction. You need to have a direction, or at least a general sense of where you're going, to be like, okay, I don't know exactly what I want, but I know I'm going in this direction. And you have to know that for yourself. A lot of times I see you guys hop into the notary business and it just be on vibes. And when I say be on vibes, I mean it's a sense of like, it's not like I want to make $10,000 a month. You guys don't come with that energy. It's more so like, I want to make more money, which is cool. But knowing now what I know, it's better if you guys switch that frame of mind and start thinking, okay, I want to make this amount of money. Not just, I want to make more money. That's just very ambiguous, and it gives you nothing to aim for. You know what I mean? So that's one of the first things I could say. Next up, you got to stop taking every job because you're just wasting your time, right? And this is something I always say a lot because it's important. If you're going out doing every little job that comes through the door, you're thinking that like, hey, this is going to help me make to 10K a month because I'm taking everything that comes through. But honestly, what you do is you burn yourself out. And before you can even get to the point where you're actually making the money you want, you're tired because you're doing a $50 job here, your $50 job here, $50 job here. And before you know it, you're tired long before the facts or long before the point where you can get to that $10,000 a month. So if you're taking every single job, you're slowing yourself down and you're thinking that you're making money, but it's kind of like you're moving really slowly when you can just focus on higher paying clients that give you a lot of stress, a lot less stress, and a lot more money. So it's important that you guys understand, like, it's not, you don't have to take every job to get there. I know a lot of you guys might have aspirations on being bigger than you are, but you need to start off first by owning your local market. And what I say by that is, let's say that you're in I don't know, is Wichita, Kansas a place? Wichita, I think that's in Kansas. Let's say that you live in Wichita, Kansas, and you have a mobile notary. I don't know why that came to my mind. And you have a mobile notary business. At that point, you need to sit there and say to yourself, okay, I need to be the best, biggest mobile notary in Wichita, Kansas. And how you do that is by owning the markets. You need to be focused on how you be the best person, the go-to notary for that area. A lot of you guys want to spread out too far, too fast, without dominating your backyard. Dominate your backyard first. Be the person that whenever time they need a notary over there, they know, hey, we all go to this person. If you're not that person yet, you don't need to worry about expanding, because more expansion comes with different problems in different areas, different rules, different laws, different regulations. Things start to change, but you can make a lot of money just in the area that you're in. And I think that people underestimate the amount of people that are actually out there in the world. And when you actually think about it, there's a lot of people. There's a lot just within your city, your county, your zip code. There's a lot of people, and you don't need to sell and have services to give services to all of them. You just need a small portion, and you need to be available and within front facing, so that way anytime somebody needs something, they know that you're the notary to go to, because you've dominated your area, you've dominated your field, you've dominated your market. Next up, you need to create repeat business. And you're always going to hear me talk about creating repeat business, simply due to the fact that it's always easier to sell to the same person over and over again than it is to get a new customer. Getting a new customer is cool because you're getting more money coming in, but it's best if you can find a way to keep them in your ecosystem and having them to want to work with you more. When you're getting new clients, what we call it in the marketing world is acquisition, client acquisition. So there's a fee for it. Like, you have to pay to acquire new clients. So that ranks up your client acquisition costs. So if you can just get the same or more funds from the same client, then you're not having to spend more money on obtaining new clients. And it's really good in the sense of you're getting more money from one client, so that lifetime value of that client starts to raise, and you're not having to always go out there and hunt for more business. If you find a way to get your same clients repeating and doing more and more business with you, you don't have to be so much of a marketer or a shark that's always having to go out there and get fish. You don't have to keep hunting for new fish when you have a fish farm that's always replenishing and just giving you more and more fish. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those things. So you have to find a way to get that repeat business, because those one-time jobs are good, but repeat clients are how income becomes predictable. Because if this is something that you want to do and you want to do it full time so you can actually step away from your job, it's going to have to be in a way that you know that your income is stable. Because when rent comes around, when a mortgage comes around, and all that stuff starts to become real, they don't care that your business is slow. They just want to get paid, period. And you want to do the same thing too within your business. So you need to create repeat business and find ways on how to have that come in. Next, you want to raise your average ticket. So when I say raise your average ticket, you can do these two things. You can raise the average fee that you're charging your clients, or you can raise the lowest fee. Sometimes when people jump into the notary business, they're scared on raising their prices because they don't want to come off as like, oh, too expensive. But who cares? Who cares if you're too expensive? It doesn't really matter. If somebody wants to do business with you, they're going to do it. If they see the value in what you offer, then they're going to do business with you. And if they don't, they won't. And then the market will tell you. Never assume, right? As somebody that's coming from a marketing background, we always look at the data. Don't assume anything yourself, because you don't know. If you knew and you had all the answers, you would be where you want to be. And you're not there because you don't have all the answers. So you need to always be searching for the answers, because they'll start to reveal themselves for you. But if you assume that you already know, you're just limiting your belief and showing yourself what you think you know and staying in the same place. So raise your average ticket value. And one of the ways you can do this is by looking at other notaries in your area and finding the average of the notaries, depending on the service that they provide, getting an average on the same amount of the same service from different notaries, and then price yourself around there. That way you're not going too high, you're not going too low. You're kind of just right there in the middle. So where you're making sure that you're not too expensive, but you're getting paid a good amount for your time. And then from there, you can raise your business and actually get to the next level. What you want to do next is track what actually works. So one of the things, like I said, is when it comes to like marketing or just getting better in business, period, you want to track everything that's coming in. So that could be your clients, where they are, their age, the type of documents that they're doing, the type of zip code, what time of day they came to you. As much information as you can track, it's going to be important to track that type of stuff, because it gives you data to work off of. So in terms of marketing and actually going back out there into the world, you're like, okay, you know exactly what type of customer you usually get, and you know exactly how to market to them. Because then now you can create a customer character profile or a customer avatar, meaning you know that you usually get people that look like this, people that are in this area, and people that always get this document notarized. So when you're creating marketing materials for that, you can tailor it towards those type of people. But you wouldn't know that unless you actually track that. And you got to track what's working and track the type of clients that are coming in. Also, if you are the type of person that's trying different strategies, like I've taught in other videos, like the guerrilla marketing, the paid SEO, natural, local service, then you need to be seeing which one of these are giving me the best ROI, the best return on my investments. If it's the business cards and the door hangers, then you need to focus on that. If you tried everything and those are the two things that get you the most, then you can stop those others for now and just double down on what's getting you the most business. So if you're tracking what actually works, it'll help you move faster because you can double down on that thing that works the most. One of the things that you hear in business a lot is the 80-20 rule, meaning 80% of the success that you're going to get is going to come from 20% of the things. So if you're trying out like 5 different marketing vehicles, honestly, those two of those marketing vehicles are probably going to get you the majority of that money. The other stuff is just cool, but it's not what's getting you the majority of the money. And it's so weird how it works that way, but it just does. And next up, you want to do is build your systems early. If you guys know me, you guys know that I'm a big systems guy. The better your systems are, the better and smoother your business flows, and you're able to just like take a step back and just relax for a little bit. The reason we're doing this, the reason why we're working and building out the business is that so that we can have more free time to ourselves. And the way you do this is by having a system. Because what happens is you want to be able to lean on your system, right? When you lean on your system, you take the time to create the system so you can lean back on your system so your system can work for you. So you're not always working yourself. So never rely on an individual. You rely on the system that you created, and then your system will take you to the next level, and it'll make sure that business is continuing to flow for you. So I wish I knew this stuff a little bit earlier. It would have saved me a lot more time. And this is like the overall picture. Like this is the big picture for you guys. And I don't want to complicate it. Just want to keep it as simple as possible. But if you're somebody that's out there that's making 5 or that wants to make 5 to 10K a month in your notary business, it's important to remember that it's not just about getting more clients or just taking on more random jobs. It's about building that right system behind it. And if you want full access to see the system that I created, the 7-figure system, how I make money in the notary business, and how I can show you guys how to do it, go ahead and click the free training in the bio. I'm breaking down the system so you guys can see exactly what's going on. You see the live numbers, and you have a step-by-step process on what's actually working. So you guys can just copy and paste, do the same exact thing. But go ahead and click the link in the bio, get that free training, and it'll show you all that you need to know. But anyways, much love, peace, love. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you soon. Peace.